I want to go back to the point you brought up a moment ago about bread. And would any of this be happening if people were starving? And I'll say this. Feminism can only exist in a secured society.
Yes.
So, and this is, I was reading evolutionary psychology and evolutionary biology and like the rise of gender roles. And gender roles break down when there is no pressure on genders to pursue these roles. So in the early humans were struggling to survive era, the women are the most important thing. Every guy but one could die and the society survives. If the women die, you're in serious trouble. So keeping the women safe within the community was important. This eventually turns into women just stay home and men go out and work and do the dangerous jobs. Men go to war, women run, the house and stuff. But once there's no more war, once there's no bears, once there's no direct threat, there's nothing, there's no danger. So the women are not in danger to leave and go out and start, being a part of society. So this is not me saying that gender roles are good or prescribing any moral positive or negative. I'm saying this is literally what the literature I was reading says. And so the issue then is today we're so fat, we're so happy, we're so...
Speak for yourself.
Well, I mean...
Yeah, lay off.
You're fat.
I mean...
I'm not even happy.
Figuratively. I mean, well, look. Our borders used to be secure.
They're not now.
Our country used to be well-fed. And this luxury, these good times, made weak men, which resulted in a weak society.
That's
and
the
things
fourth
start
turning.
breaking.
Yeah.
Right. So I think, to your point, if people were starving, if there was a conflict, maybe what we're starting to see happening right now, they're saying there's going to be a food shortage come fall. The harvest is going to be really bad. They're telling farmers to stop farming, which is the craziest thing, and now they're rioting over it and shooting at farmers.
Right. That
So
is nuts.
people are going to be starving. And maybe it is like some kind of inevitability. When a society gets woke, it goes broke. And a broke society has no food, which then struggles and is forced to get rid of the woke.
Unless you're a prepper and a traditional woman who
right.
married a traditional man who's the
Correct.
man of the house, I am protected and I will be fed and you will be...
We're good out here.
Do you guys think there will be an emperor, an America, like the republic will fall and an empire will form?
No.
Something is always formed. Always. But I want to say, you said morally you didn't want to talk about like traditional relationships. I used to be one of those, I'm a feminist, I want to wear the pants. I was miserable. I can't say the word. Bad words want to come out of my mouth. I'm trying.
Miserable lady.
In
I was
the-
a
in the After Hours
miserable
show,
broad.
Timcast.com.
Yeah.
there you go.
And now that I've like embraced my role as a woman and I have a man who's a man,
So
I
great, right?
feel, dude, I'm baking cakes
It's
and I'm
great.
making pizzas
I love it.
and I'm decorating
So fun.
stuff. And I'm so happy and I like being a chick. And I was more unhappy trying to be a dude. Like, I could do anything a man can do. No, I can't. I can't even open a pickle
You
jar.
do different things.
Well,
great.
very different
Yeah,
things.
it's great.
Do you think women? I've heard that women have better pain tolerance than
Oh,
men.
yeah.
Do you think
Because we have
that's-
to have babies.
So regarding cooking, you think women are more drawn to being around hot
Do you see
temperatures
my hand?
because it doesn't hurt them as much?
That's
gosh.
oven bites.
Oh,
and I
no.
can probably deal with those better than men. Yeah, those are like almost third-degree burns,
Oh,
but they're
geez.
matching now.
yeah, they look beautiful.
Thank you. I can't be a hand
Jewelry.
model anymore.
I did end up with a much different view of womanhood after I got pregnant and after my son was born.
How
And
so?
It was
Sure.
drastically different. Well, for one thing, you guys have heard me say this before. Like, I'm very glad to be a mom. I'm very grateful every day that I have my son and whatever. But I just it became a very different. It just became a very different view of womanhood in terms of, like, prior to that, I was raised by feminists. I was raised by two feminists, a stepmother and a mom, in different houses, but they were both very feminist. And I had this idea that, you have to get your graduate degree before you have kids and you have to like pursue your career and all of this kind of stuff. And that's like the stupid idea, it turns out, because I would have way more kids now if I hadn't like
So many of my
just
friends are
waited,
unhappy.
like I mean, I had my son when I was 35. If I had started having kids before I went to graduate school, like graduate school didn't make me happy. I don't even know if I learned anything, like I furthered the things I already knew, but I didn't need grad school. I certainly didn't need the debt I ended up with.
And
Now,
they don't tell women that 35 and above is geriatric.
That's
It's called.
right.
It's
That's
so
right.
rude.
Yeah.
No, it's not
It's
even
true,
rude.
though.
No, it
It's
is.
the
It's
truth.
terrible.
So
I
we're
know.
lying to women going, you can have kids later and you can endanger yourself and your children so you could be selfish while you're young. And it's like our bodies are designed to do that bounce back when we're younger. And as we get older, you know, it gets harder and harder. So you watch someone start kids in their 20s and then in their 30s.
Yeah,
it's
and
a
no
struggle.
lifestyle, no like hedonistic debaucherous lifestyle is worth those lies.
No.
But I mean, it's tough to tell someone don't do what I did. Like, hey, I partied hard in my 20s. Don't do that.
Oh,
You
okay.
don't
Why
get
not?
to
Why not?
enjoy
Listen, why
the
not?
wild.
I totally still could have partied hard in my 20s, which I did, and still had kids sooner.
Be a Midwest parent. You
could have
open the
been-
garage
even
and
if
have
I
a
had
beer.
been 30,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like still, because I did all kinds of crazy stuff in my 20s, and I don't regret it. But I could have started having kids sooner.
This is one of the greatest things in terms of reducing population. Tell women to be men. Tell them to go work
And be miserable.
But the idea
are
is like
miserable.
they say you can have it all. You can have a family and be the CEO, and that's just not true. It's not even easy for a dude to do all of these things. Very few people are CEOs of I should say of Fortune 500 of big successful companies.
Right.
It is hard to balance everything, and what we're seeing now is for guys who are trying to have families while their wives are working and they have kids. Even they're struggling, like which parent is going to watch the kids? Oh, the kids got to go to a public school as daycare, basically. So when it was women were raising the kid, it was easier for the guy to succeed. When both are trying to succeed in the exact same space, neither. There's an old, I think it's an old Japanese saying, a person who tries to catch two rabbits will catch neither. Something like that. That's basically what we're seeing.
That's a good
so
one.
look, it could be the dad who wants to stay home, fine, whatever. It can be the women who want to stay home with the kids, but someone needs to be in charge of family.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's definitely true.
And women are better at it. I'm sorry. And that's why they
I would
try to erase us now.
You
They're
know,
like,
you-
You don't exist.
You know why I
True.
think women are better at it? Because women actually produce food for their babies.
Yep.
yes.
So like, could you imagine if
Yeah.
like a mother gave birth to like twins, and then within a few months, like I'm going back to work, it's like just give the babies formula, I guess. It's like, okay, well, you know, breastfeeding is an option.
what formula? There is none.
Right now, especially.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying like I know certain circumstances like wet nurses were a thing.
Right.
I'm
that
just
was
saying
a thing for a very long time.
Yeah.
women have the natural ability to feed their kids, not all of them, but more so than men do. Therefore, there's advantages for women being in charge of the family.
There's this interesting thing that I was actually talking to my son about recently. There's surrogacy, right? There's all of these things where he was talking to me about how there's going to be pods. There's going to be like pods where children are gestated in pods. And I was like, so this would be the manufacture of motherless children. Like, what do you think about that? And we were talking about it. And I was like, I think it makes a lot of sense the way that we have it now, where a child is connected to their mother as soon as they're born because they've been connected this whole time. And being pregnant gives you sort of like a feeling of protection of the child as soon
So
as it's
many
born.
hormones. Yeah.
You feel there is more of a connection. And I think probably we will end up in a place where we have children gestated in, sex robot style pods, these kinds of things. I'm sure that we're heading in that direction.
I hope I'm dead by then. I don't wanna be
right.
here.
But
Honestly.
I think that we lose our humanity. And I think a lot of this is an anti-humanist movement. It's like we hate ourselves so much. We hate everything that we came from, that
What
we
was
want
a-
to destroy it, and we want to destroy our connection to one another.
What was Alex Jones saying that they want the elites want to ascend? Like they want to upload their consciousness and like be immortal.
This
or
is
whatever.
transhumanism.
Yeah.
I talked to Zoltan Istvan about this a couple of years ago, and that's I lost the interview somewhere, but I know, instead of running it, it's somewhere. It's literally
Find it.
somewhere.
I can't mathematically calculate anything other than transhumanist future, because like you look at the Neanderthals and they were vicious. They would steal human children and eat them. When the
They would eat children.
yeah, they were
Like
they would,
tomcats,
So
right?
humans
Like
hunted them to
tomcats.
extinction. Essentially, this is one theory that I've been listening to lately. But like we evolve and become semi-autonomous robots that don't need to consume food anymore. Humans are a severe danger to our species because they eat and destroy their surroundings. So we need to wipe them out. Like that's I don't see any other path for our species.
unless we have total destruction, right? Unless we have total collapse of society, and then all of this stuff disappears, and we're
The
back
strong
to,
survive.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
The strong
assuming that-
survive.
assuming
And then
there's an
we're-
evolution.
right? And then we're in a situation where we don't have pods because we don't even have the resources to build these pods.
Well,
or
they've
be
tried with
transhumanist.
like plastic surgery to retain youth. It didn't work. Everyone morphs into the same
Right.
face. Look at Instagram. And then they're trying with the fountain of youth. I think in Sweden, they're funding all that research to try to extend life. That's not working. So now what is the upload?
Neuralink.
Elon Musk, I
Yeah.
don't trust you.
Imagine it this way.
Neuralink, yeah.
This is what's happening right now, whether intentional or otherwise. Imagine there's like a giant mountain and the water is just rising every hour by 1 foot. The strongest people climb to the top of the mountain with no problem, but most people can't even get up the base and the water just floods up. The weaker people get engulfed by it, get wiped out, and the stronger people narrowly survive. Then the water recedes, everyone comes back down and goes about their life. What's happening now with the reporting on Ukraine and the famines and the war and all that is that it's going to be countries in sub-Saharan Africa. It's going to be parts of Turkey. It's going to be Lebanon, countries in the Middle East that will have no food because they import their food from Ukraine and Russia. So outside of the United States, it's going to be cataclysmic. For us, with the loss of access to their resources, to many of these countries' resources and the labor they produce for us, it'll get fairly bad. So there will be, I guess you can call it whatever your idea is. There is a culling that is about to occur. I don't know if it's going to be like mass death or anything like that, but they said during COVID, 250 million people would starve due to the shutdown of the economy.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that is going to happen.
Did that happen? That didn't happen.
I think mass starvation happened.
during COVID.
Yeah, I don't know if they all died, but I'm pretty sure. You want to look that
There
up?
was some hungriness,
Yeah, I don't
right?
even know
That
where
was,
to
Well, look
I
at
think
Sri
that's the
Lanka.
thing, yeah, that's wild. What's
Yeah,
happening in
let's-
Sri Lanka? Didn't they
See
set
what you
fire
were just
to-
saying? I feel like that's how humanity always was. We were always culling out the weak and the weirdos, so we didn't have to deal with this like first world coddling of everyone. We're all surviving, and I hate saying it. I don't want to see anyone get hurt, but maybe that's why we're where we're at. Is science.
Yeah, it's no longer the strongest. Now it's the most adaptable. Well, it's always really been the most adaptable. You just used to need strength to adapt. Now you need money. And it's
Yeah.
the rich
So-
kids that are born into it that can afford a helicopter to get up above the flood.
Must be
It
nice.
could be that a natural consequence just in evolution is that wokeness and hive mind like necrosis it emerges when a society becomes too gluttonous. It may just be an emergent phenomenon that because everybody is well fed and what's this?
So I found some articles about starvation, and they're a little unsettling. So in Haiti, a bunch of inmates starved to death, but that could be just a prison thing. The UN is saying that 345 million people are marching to the brink of starvation.
Okay.
However much you want to trust the UN.
But we
I don't
saved
think
grandma.
really-
Who cares?
Well, yeah, but
we
you're
didn't
not
really
even
save grandma.
No.
Exactly, we did.
Grandma
And we're not
died
even
in a
allowed to
nursing
say that
home.
anymore. Yeah, and you're not even allowed to say that anymore. You're not allowed to say that we should have protected the people who needed protection the most, because there's a name for it. It's like some kind of theory that you're not supposed to do it. Anyway, lots of people are headed towards starvation. Putin was prepared to starve parts of the developing world, according to a Yale historian a month ago. So
I forgot what I was talking about.
it's
Wasn't
coming up. Starvation.
Sub-Saharan
Sorry, I switched it
Africa?
back.
No, that was before I
Ukraine?
started talking about something.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract. I was just
Oh.
was reading about
Sri
it. and I was like,
Lanka?
this is
No.
You got a room full of chicks, dude. Good
I know.
luck.
Sorry, we're scatterbrained.
We're going all view over here.
I know, right?
What
Let's
you were
do
talking
this.
about?
Sounds awesome.
I want to talk about like becoming
Can you
robots
help
because
him?
I have no other.
I would definitely talk about becoming robots. I'm fascinated by
Transhumanism, yeah.
transhumanism.
I will be the
Yeah.
first. Maybe not the first. I want to make
You'll
sure it doesn't
tap
kill
in?
you. Yeah.
He's doing it.
Hell no.
We need
Diving
someone
in.
on the inside.
Oh wait! I remember.
I'm
I
super
remember what I was
fascinated
talking
by
about.
I remembered.
Oh,
Emergent phenomenon.
There we go.
What I was saying is that
Carry on.
some people think it's a conspiracy that powerful elites are like orchestrating this event or whatever they want to call it, and the changing of the world. I think it's possible, but it's also possible that when a society has no external threats and the weak survive, the weak weigh down the society, causing a collapse. It's very much like the
Yes.
fourth turning. It's not intentional. It's possible it's intentional, but it could just be that too many gluttonous, weak people disrupt the system and cause suffering, which results in a natural sort of like culling. The society gets weighed down. You know, it's like a boat can carry people, but you put too much people on it or someone gets too fat, the boat sinks.
Yeah, the boat
and then the
sinks,
people
yeah.
who are fit and strong swim to safety, and the people who aren't don't make it. Although
I feel bad, but you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well,
Might-
this is
it
how
might just be a
evolution's
reality.
always worked, and we take offense to it because it kind of hurts our feelings. And I do think that a civilized society should protect the weakest members, like old people and developmentally disabled people. But if you don't have that level of sophistication anymore, it goes very much back to this primal, I need to survival of the fittest, and it's brutal.
Like, what percent would you be willing to kneecap your civilization to protect the weakest? 2%,
You don't need
8%?
to. That's kind of the point I'm making.
That number
Yeah.
changes.
So look, we know that if deer are left unchecked, they destroy like the ecosystem. They just eat like crazy. So when there's deer season, it's like a certain amount of deer, and like the males are allowed to be killed and things like that. We know culling is important. We know about feral hogs. People get in helicopters and gun them down. There's too many. They're destroying the landscape, and they'll cause serious problems if they're not controlled. And a lot of this has to do with the decimation of wolf populations and the imbalance with predators. So we have to fill that role. Humans don't have natural predators. What effectively puts pressure on humans? I think ultimately there doesn't need to be any kind of global leader who decides to kill people to cull civilization, because weak people eventually just sink the ship, and then the stronger people have to suffer because of it. But then ultimately it's just a natural phenomenon.
Well, if this is the Titanic, since I'm a traditionalist,
That's
women
right.
and children on the boats first.
That's
See you
right.
later, dudes.
Pays to be a traditionalist, right?
Well, I think what's been happening is that powerful elites in the U.S. have watched the ship hit the iceberg and are stealing the fine china,
Silverware, yeah.
We're
jumping on
definitely seeing
No,
that with
stealing the
Bidens.
China. You're right.
jumping on the
that.
lifeboats and being like, it's just a routine test of the lifeboats. Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
They're gone.
Sit
Yeah,
tight.
the Biden family is definitely like that. They've just got their
There's like a-
reaching out and stuff
I
in
can't
their pockets.
believe the people that defend him.
It's kind of crazy,
That's
right?
insane.
Okay, I loved Bill Clinton. I had a autographed book by him, and when I found out
Really?
all the crap about my daddy's from Arkansas. He's from Arkansas. Everything there is named after Bill Clinton. So that's what I was growing
That's all
up
they
with.
have.
Yeah, and I looked at that book and I'm like, disgusting, and I threw it away.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.